My name is Yannick Mador, and I'm from everywhere. I'm a military brat, so I've lived in Germany, I've lived in South Carolina, Long Beach, California. I've lived in South Carolina, Atlanta. I grew up here, high school and everything in Atlanta. I've lived everywhere. I've lived everywhere. So that's where I'm from. I am from Earth. I started off in sales, in direct sales. So I was that annoying person that would come to your business, that would come to your home, selling whatever it was that we were selling at the time. And I got really good at it. I learned how to make people say yes to me, and the people who said no, I just walked away. And so after that, I opened up my own direct sales company. My first location was in Greenville, South Carolina. And then I moved out to California and opened up a sales company there, first in Rancho Cucamonga, then in Long Beach, California. And that's how I got my start of teaching and training and developing people and learning how to strategize, create structure, systems, banging my head against the wall, doing really well, doing really poorly, making mistakes, making gains, all of that. So that's how I got my start in business, the hard knock away. I've called myself many things. Now I'm saying that I'm a vision coach and an executive coach. So I want to help people to pull out their vision that's in them, the vision that God has placed into their heart. And then for existing businesses and existing entrepreneurs, helping them to strategize where they can bring that vision to life. Vision is what you see when your eyes are open. So it's not necessarily about sight. It's the daydreams that you have, what you're thinking about, and when you see your life and how you can see yourself, that's your vision. So if you're walking through life and maybe right now you're a fry cook somewhere, but you keep having visions of yourself owning your own restaurant and winning awards and things like that, that's a vision. That's what you see when your eyes are open versus a dream is what you see when your eyes are closed and you're asleep. Vision is important because it's the first step to everything. You build upon a vision. The vision is like the blueprint. No one goes into a house without a blueprint. They don't just say, oh, I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay, well, what are the walls going to look like? Is it going to be a ranch style? Is it going to be a 2-story? What is it going to be? And most people get really frustrated. And I've been there before, and I've helped people that were there. They get frustrated where they are in life, but they never really set aside a blueprint of what they want their life to be like. And a vision is what allows you to say yes to things, to say no to things, to make strategies, and just to make sure that your life stays in alignment with what you actually want. And when you don't create that vision, your life just becomes and gets in alignment with what society says you should want. And that is the next peril. This is why I created my vision course. It's to help people define what it is that they want. Because before I can get in there and help you with a system or a structure or to create a plan, I have to know what you want. I don't want to set up a plan that gets you to point B and you want to get to point A. And I found many people are frustrated at where they are, and they're frustrated trying to figure their way out when really they just never took the time to define their vision and what they want and starting from there. So I established that because I got tired of having the same conversation over and over again. So now before I take on any client or anything, the first thing I have them do is take this course so they can really decide what it is they want in every facet of their lives. What's included in my vision course? Well, the first thing I start off with is figuring out what someone's gifts are. Your gifts always make room for you, and your gifts will always point towards what your vision is. The second thing that's included is figuring out what your immediate needs are. We have to address someone's immediate needs because no one comes to the table to start the next section of their life completely clean. So what are your immediate needs? Do you have credit cards you need to pay off? Do you have health issues, or is there something that's behind? Whatever your immediate needs are, I want to figure what that is, and then do something about that and include that in your strategy. Then what we do is a gift tree where we figure out, okay, what are your gifts? And based on what you want in life, what are all the different ways that you can utilize your gifts? Things that maybe you haven't thought about. And what I've found is so many people are gifted, but they only think that their gift is for one thing. Like you have more than one story, you have more than one thing that you can do. And then we just go through maybe some of your belief systems that have held you back, negative habits. And then at the end, when I pull everything together, we actually come up with a strategy. What you're going to do. Q4, Q2, Q3, Q1, all of that. I didn't do it in order, but all of that. What are you going to do with this? And by the end of the vision course, you end up having a strategy that you can follow and a roadmap that you can follow. And that's what's included. And then also me giving you feedback on your vision, because for some of you, I'm like, you're thinking way too small. I help leaders curate their vision by asking them the questions that they've been afraid to ask themselves, asking the tough questions. And it's similar to when you first start dating and you meet someone and there's questions you really need to ask, but it's kind of awkward and it could make or break something and it can reveal where there's problems in your current life. Well, I ask all of those questions. And what that does is it makes it to where that person is crystal clear about what they want. And most times I find that people don't want to talk about their vision because it forces them to get really clear. And once you shed light on something, then you realize what has to go, what fits, what doesn't fit. And I find we don't really like getting into that part. So I just kind of help them and usher them through that and just knowing what questions they need to ask themselves.